Neighbors are playing the music. Listen, he's the Department of Transportation for Niskayuna. It's not like I'm going to go over there and go, hey, turn up. So.
Good afternoon to the people of the East and afar. Herein opens the court of the Consules of the East. Your Majesties.
Good afternoon. It has been a technology wrestle today. We are hoping it's smooth sailing from here on out. I'd just like to thank everyone who's joining us. Thank everyone who has assisted us technically today. Thank everyone who came to the recording sessions. And of course, thank the Bardic community of the East. We have seen a fantastic start to Bardic War that I am looking forward to rolling forward over the next week. And today, celebrating the accomplishments of the populace of the East.
We had a great couple of weeks with the recordings, and I did watch the improv war point last night, and it was quite the treat, and I'm enjoying it immensely. So please let us start to recognize the good gentles of the East.
Their Majesties would call before them Wolfgang Ulrich.
I am Wolfgang Ulrich. It is a pleasure to meet you, Your Majesty.
Good evening. It is a fantastic opportunity. We have to put a name to your face. I've heard some amazing things. The best part of seeing, especially a youth fighter, is, and you exemplify this, is their ability to put honor over glory, to encourage younger fighters while they improve themselves. And before I continue to say nice things about you, I would like to be joined by an order. Audrey?
Their Majesties would call before them their Order of Gawain.
Comportment, patience, prowess. These are things that exemplify the Order of Gawain. I'm seeing these attributes in all of the members coming up, and I know that they are present in Wolfgang as well. He encourages younger fighters. He is able to take critique, learn, and improve himself. And I think that it is high time that we induct him into the Order of Gawain so that he can join this noble group. So congratulations, Wolfgang.
A kingdom is filled with those who embody the virtues of honor, patience, courage, and valor. Those who strive to learn and make their mark on the known world. Today we honor one such gentle. He has embraced the virtues we hold so dear with humility and grace. Wolfgang Ulrich has our thanks and reverence for dilating these qualities. So for these reasons we, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East Kingdom, induct him into our Order of Gawain. Done at the 9th Ethereal Court in Anno Societatis 56. Words by Reinhard der Spinner. Calligraphy and illumination by Mollis McGregor.
For Wolfgang, newest companion to the Order of Gawain. Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat! Their Majesties would call before them Fiametta de Terra del Sol.
Hello.
Hello. How are you doing?
Good.
She just had a birthday. She did. Like, did she turn 17?
Yesterday.
No, she turned 11. 11. You have been doing a tremendous amount of work for someone who just turned 11. One of my favorite things is you've been helping us tremendously with the toy box.
She is an awesome felter. If you've ever seen her felting work, it is amazing.
Yes. And when we had events, I remember how helpful she was. It's fantastic to see kids involved, and it's goes beyond amazing to see kids embracing service, embracing the kingdom, embracing arts. Everything that you're doing is what I would love to see kids who come into the kingdom fall into. And so, Audrey, if you would call in the order, please.
Their Majesties would see before them their Order of the Tiger's Cub.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. I'm here.
I know I'm hearing
Hello.
space onesie.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
How are you doing?
So I would like to thank all of the Tigers Club who were able to join this evening. They were here to welcome their new member, and it's so great. Thank you so much for being able to do this right at the beginning.
Your Majesties, there is also a medallion.
Yes, this is from Baroness Maria, Baroness Concordia of the Snows. She made this herself as a young tiger's cub, and she sent it for Fiammetta.
And it's one of my favorite things about the Order of the Tiger's Cub. I believe Her Excellency is, in fact, a Tiger's Cub. I love to see adult members of that Tiger's Cub passing things on, because it illustrates the point of the youth being invested, sticking around, and making our kingdom better. And I see fantastic things coming in the future from every single cub I've seen here tonight.
Sophia Meta, congratulations. We really, really wanted to do this for you, and this is what we can.
Greetings to all and sundry people of the Kingdom of the East and beyond our most august borders, from our beloved royal consuls Tindal and Alberic. Hear and know of the diligent, persistent, painstaking work that Fiammetta de Terra del Sol has undertaken on behalf of the precious children of the East. She has worked tirelessly on inventory and restocking of the treasured toy box, making suggestions on what should be added for others' enjoyment. Her earnest endeavors have helped assure widespread enjoyment from the youngest members of our kingdom in these troubled times. Therefore, it is only meet and right that we induct her into the Order of the Tiger's Cub and make her a page of our court. We do this on our 9th Ethereal Court in the month of May, AS 56, scroll by Fiona O'Mell.
For Fiammetta, newest companion to the Order of the Tiger's Cub. Their Majesties would see before them Rose Ehrenborg.
I love your headband. It's really nice.
Thank you.
It's really nice.
So let's talk about all of the things that you do in the society. I'm going to start with one of my favorites, which is performance and Commedia dell'arte.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Art beyond that, fiber, right? Embroidering, lucets, spinning, weaving. Right? You know someone is into fiber when they bring their projects to court with them, right?
The Penzix Full School. That's some of the things that we've heard about you. That's probably something in particular that I kind of enjoy, because it kind of gives a little bit of levity to the whole Bardic community at Penzix with that. So I'm totally on board with that. It's great.
Mm-hmm.
All right. A constant volunteer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Excellent. So we art, service, martial activity. Let's see here. Archery,
Thrown weapons.
equestrian. All right. That's everything.
That's pretty much the whole gambit then.
Yeah. That is a commitment to the society. That's a dedication to excel in all areas. That is a noble pursuit. We would recognize that tonight by raising you to the ranks of our nobility and awarding you arms.
Wow. Thank you.
Tindal and Alberic, by right of arms and inspiration, kings of the East, rewards of probity, noble acts and laudable deeds, by which persons are decorated and adorned, by means of merit induce us, that we might bestow upon them honors. We make known, therefore, to all that we, observing a laudable life of habits honest and loyal, and other so many merits in our beloved Rose Ehrenborg, wish to honor them thus from our royal power, plenitude, and special grace. We ennoble by these presents all in singular which other nobles of our realm enjoy, and are able to enjoy, thus that the same Rose Ehrenborg might acquire of whatever nobilities, privileges, prerogatives, franchises, honors, liberties, and universal laws of which other nobles might be able to rejoice, and in consideration and in favor of their many merits do give and award arms by these presents by our sign manual, which that it might be firmly and stably preserved perpetually in the future, to these our present letters we have caused to be placed our seal. By our law, and in everything whatsoever separate, given in our ethereal court in the month of May, in the year of the Society 56. Words by Keelan Dux. Translation by Baron Stefan Silverwing. Calligraphy and illumination by Brennan Dux.
You're welcome, and may I present for the first time Lady Rose.
For Lady Rose. Viva!
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's so well deserved.
Thank you.
Their Majesties call before them Dresma Dragomira.
Hello, Your Majesties.
Good evening. How are you?
I am good. I hope you're also doing well.
Yes. So, you are the Herald of Ostgard, yes?
Yes.
I knew I recognized her from that.
Yes.
And as a Herald, you've been helping register names and devices, which is such an important part of people becoming invested in their persona, in our society and our kingdom.
I am going to comment on how well they're dressed.
Yes.
And I assuming you sewed that yourself, yes?
Yes, I did.
Fantastic.
Now, I understand that you were also instrumental in redesigning the Youth Award, the Sea Urchin.
I was.
So you have, through aiding others and your own works, left a permanent impression on our kingdom.
I did have a role in that.
So let us do something about this and raise you to the ranks of our nobility and make you a lady of our court.
Proclaim unto all in singular that we, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East, are well pleased by the conduct of our subject, Dresma Dragomira. By good report do we learn that she does great service to our crown province of Ostgard as its seahorse perseverant, even despite the exigencies of this last year of plague. We also hear that when not fulfilling her heraldic duties, she keeps herself occupied with the making of clothing and all manner of other fruitful crafts. Such conduct must be recognized, lest we be deemed ungrateful. Therefore, do we name the said Dresma a lady of our court, and award her these arms. Per saltire, wavy azure and argent, 4 nestleblader countercharged, and a border sable. We do this in April, Anno Sociatis 56, during the first year of our tenure. Scroll by Olween El Ennui of Alewife Brook.
Thank you.
It is our pleasure. And for the first time, Lady Drasma.
For Lady Drasma. Viva!
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 Viva! Viva!
Their Majesties now see before them Marja Gundesindus de Leon.
What did you do?
Wow. So what did he do? No. It's what you did. Boom.
Wait, right. I recognize your voice from our court recordings.
Yes, Your Majesty.
So clearly you've been doing something. I would say that if something needs to be done, you are doing it.
Thank you. I'm having a good time too.
You're also referred to as Camp Mom.
Very much.
That's a big job.
Yes.
That is a big job, no matter where it's done, being a Camp Mom.
Yeah. And supporting your family's endeavors makes all of us better because we get to benefit from more and more and more people. These are noble things that you do. They should be recognized as such. And tonight, we would like to raise you to the ranks of our nobility and award you arms.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Yes, you got me.
For the first time ever, Lady Marja.
Thank you.
Tindal and Alberic, Consules East, are tasked with honoring those who better our lands. One such gentle is Marja Gundesindus de Leon, who tirelessly supports, welcomes, and elevates all she encounters. Thus do we, in the presence of our populace, award the aforementioned Marja arms, to be borne by her alone. And this is done happily in this first year of our reign, in the 56th year of our society. Scroll by Tola Knitter.
For Lady Marja. Viva!
Vivat!
Viva! Viva!
Yay!
Hello, everyone. It's Maeve, the Kingdom Seneschal. As we come to June 1st and the resumption of events in our society, we are excited. I have a word of reminder that all events need to be approved in writing, both by the local seneschal and by your regional seneschal. That includes the 8 points put out by society regarding what is or is not allowed, as well as sharing your safety plan. Don't just say, please, we'll follow all state guidelines. Please give us an idea of how you will follow them. So if you need to have some conversation for some guidance, please contact me or your regional seneschal. Details are also on the East Kingdom Seneschal website. And as a reminder, events for this are things that are larger than a fight practice or an ANS practice at a home. Things you're going to advertise outside your local branch group, things that are going to attract participants and attendees from a broader area. These are the types of gatherings that are subject to society and East Kingdom guidelines. Thanks very much. I'm looking forward to seeing people in person again.
Thank you very much.
Really good information.
Mr. Smave has been doing a fantastic job of really keeping us on track to get back safely. And one of the things I'm looking forward to as we approach June is the beginning of the Crown Tournament feeder tournaments. We have a fantastic list that we are reviewing right now. And then we are pairing those combatants and consorts up with the feeder tourney bids. And of course, that leads us, hopefully, to July and that final Crown Tournament, which that's still a biddable event.
So if you still want to put in a bid for Crown Tournament, June 12th is your deadline. So please keep that in mind, and we look forward to seeing those bids roll in.
And I'm just so excited that we're able to do this safely. I have high hopes for success, and just airs. Airs is my favorite word.
Their Majesties would see before them Kara Irini Bint Tadori.
So let's talk about your service as an exchequer, which I think is one of the most important jobs to have done, and to do well is doubly important.
Keeping groups balanced is definitely a big key to having successful groups.
But beyond that, you're someone who's been active in our kingdom for over a decade. Event stewarding, list runner at the Northern Army food table on the battlefield, which I know is super important.
Is very important.
We would like to recognize the amount that you have done tonight by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Heed the exalted words of the Sultans Alberic and Tindal. We have commanded that our administrator Kara Irini Bint Tadori of Carolingia, having pleased us with her meticulous accounting and loyal service, be inducted into the Order of the Silver Wheel. This command, thus given in writing, must therefore be enacted before the sun sets on this day, the 9th Ethereal Court of the Eastern Sultans, in the 56th year of the Society. Scroll by Sage Elan de Janvier of Mountain Freehold.
Thank you.
With this award, it also brings you to the ranks of our nobility. So may I say for the first time, Lady Kara.
For Lady Kara, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel, Viva!
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 Their Majesties call before them Brian of Centerdown.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening.
I like the whole backdrop thing. It's really nice.
We're looking at someone who, beyond being ever helpful at events, was instrumental in creating the branch of the Foresters Guild in Stone March.
Burka tokens.
You got to make a lot of Burka.
You got to make a lot of Burka tokens.
Mm-hmm. We did.
Someone who's encouraging others to participate, creating those opportunities for others to find their place within the SCA.
And teaches a lot of classes to get that participation involved.
We would like.
He's staring off at the side there. What is there something more? Is there something more important on the side of there?
Oh, there are people congratulating him.
Oh my gosh!
Let's give them something to congratulate him for.
Yes, we should.
We have a Baron and Baroness at the door.
Before they spoil our surprise, Brian, here's what we're going to do. This evening, we would like to induct you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Wow.
And this will also raise you to the ranks of our nobility. So may I say for the first time, Lord Brian.
Thank you. That is an honor. Unexpected.
It's a fool.
Lo, hear these words of proclamation. Brian of Centerdown, quiet custodian of oak and pine and stalwart stone march, sails lake and river, tends hill and field, guards royal land, vigilant forester, skillful craftsman, pourer of pewter, knitter of knots, aid to all. Great Eastern consuls, Alberic and Tindal, take worthy notice of silent service, bestowing Brian with silver wheel, and title Lord with cunning charge, argent cross nowy, tween 4 oak leaves, 5 oak leaves in cross argent, bidding tribute this clement May, year 56, by their hands wrought. Words by Ivan Matveyevich Rozansky, scroll by Swenthrith Winna.
For Lord Brian, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva! Viva! Viva!
Baron is stealing our thunder there. He keeps looking off the side.
When you do good things, people want to come say thank you.
It is. No, it's just awesome to see that kind of thing coming out with what we're doing now. So thank you so much. Congratulations. Your work is definitely.
There they are.
Your work is definitely appreciated. Thank you so much for the service that you've done for our king.
You're very welcome.
Their Majesties call before them Patience Fairclaw.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. Now, you are someone who inspires and supports others.
That is correct.
You are someone, my understanding is that you are, it's one of my favorite things, you are a second generation Scadian.
That is also correct, yes.
I think that when we see someone who knows society is, what the kingdom is, and stays or comes back and works, deputy seneschal, event steward, it's something we can all aspire to. And I think the best thing we could do is recognize that service and that dedication tonight by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Oh my God. Your Majesties, I am honored.
Yeah, Deputy Seneschal is no small joke. So, and as a second generation Scadian, being a Deputy Seneschal is something of a really nice thing to do because you know the ins and outs already. So when you want that top job, if you aspire to that top job of Seneschal of your group, you should have it. You're endorsing. I'm endorsing.
I come by it extremely naturally. My parents were Baron and Baroness in the West, and my mother was the Chatelaine for quite a while. So I come by it naturally, Your Majesties. I get it from my parents.
Service all around.
That is fantastic, but I must say that you are showing it extremely well.
Well, thank you.
Congratulations.
Alberic et Tindal, Eastern Consules. On this occasion of our spring ethereal court, we call Lady Patience Faircloth to attend us, for we have been told of her unceasing and varied service to Carolingia. Always a capable guide and example of leadership, her good service should be known to all. It is our desire that she be inducted into the Order of the Silver Wheel as a token of our gratitude. Scroll by Eridan Hyo.
For Patience, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva!
Viva!
Their Majesties would call before them Wolfgar Silverhar.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Well, here's a face I recognize from Satwar.
Yes. When I think of humble but getting the job done, Wolfgar leaps to mind. Knight Marshal, Rapier Marshal for Setmore Swamp,
runs events,
contributes to the kingdom, active as a guard, supporting our royalty.
I believe there is a certain order he should be in. We would like to induct you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you, Your Majesties. It's very kind of you.
It's well deserved.
Well, thank you so much. It's a pleasure.
As the grass grows green in the lengthening spring days of Anno Societatis 56, let these words flow forth from the 9th ethereal court of the Eastern Consules under the uttermost reaches of the land to praise the prowess of Wolfgar Silverhar, Baron, Knight Marshal, Rapier Marshal, Steward and Scribe, We, Tindal and Alberic, Consules Orientalis, have ourselves seen Baron Wolfgar serve and safeguard 4 queens, Jana and Avelina, Vienna and Margarita. For such service in banquet hall and battle din, we welcome him into our Order of the Silver Wheel. Scroll by Svea the Short-Sighted.
For Wolfgar, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Vivat!
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 Yeah, I don't. Wolfgar. Was that? Did we have Triana sitting next to Wolfgar?
I think we did.
So let's shift to Triana and Wolfgar. Are you still with us?
Yes, here I am.
I like the silver crescent pin. That's kind of a nice little accoutrement, especially in the Roman that she's wearing.
I'm always a fan of Roman. There is some more business that we need to attend to before we move on with court, and I believe there's other people we need to involve in this.
Correct. I think he'd like to say a few words.
Your Majesties, hello.
Good evening.
I just wanted to point out that last week, at the anniversary of Monthla, that would be Triana's 10th year anniversary from the very first day that she ever read a scroll in court. And since then has become a herald of some renown. And I just thought it was nice to mark that occasion, and whatever your Majesties wish to say about it, I would appreciate it.
I think that that's a fabulous anniversary. I think that I love seeing the positive anniversaries coming up right now as we look back on events. And a decade is such a long time.
She's put in a lot of work, especially with the Herald's office and as a court herald.
I'm wondering if there's some additional things we could do to mark this moment.
I think there is. So, Rowan?
Their Majesties invite the Order of the Pelican to attend them in court. Hi, Triana.
Hello. Hi.
Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome, Triana.
Hooray!
And you thought you were only coming here for him.
Give her a hanky.
Brianna, as we talk about a decade of work for you as a herald, we'd be remiss talking about the amount you've given the kingdom, serving in multiple positions in the kingdom's herald's office.
Across multiple reigns, it's just been something that we needed to do.
But you are also an individual who is welcoming, who is graceful, who is courteous, who, when we talk about someone who could stand as a representative of our kingdom, as our society, as a peer, it is you.
So please accept this writ with all of our hearts.
Thank you, Your Majesties. I am without words.
For Triana and the question before her. Viva!
Congratulations, my lady. Congratulations.
Congrats!
That was just great to see.
It was. I love at the end of the recording sessions how we always kind of get fed how many people are showing up to these. It's really encouraging. But you know what else was great was that full day Bardic event.
It was excellent.
It was the amount of work that was put in on the event side to make that happen.
Mistress Deanna von Aachen, my consort bard at the time, Drake Oakenwood,
and my Sovereign's bard at the time, Master Grimm. And of course the extra judge we had.
Yes. Mr. Sinelda.
Yes. Thank you. And then we got to sit through amazing performances and select 2 phenomenal Bardic champions for moving forward. My new Bardic champion as the Sovereign's Bardic champion, the Foxy Bard, David Anthony.
And my consorts champion, Agnes de Calais. They did just an excellent job that day and just knocked everything right off the board and just did an excellent job.
Yeah, if you have never seen an eggplant turned into a castanet, you are missing something.
And summer gnomes coming alive.
Fantastic day. Fantastic champions.
So please show the scrolls.
I say, then, that in the year since the founding of our society had reached the tale of 55, when in the illustrious kingdom of the East, the fairest of all kingdoms of the known world, there made its appearance that deadly pestilence. So calamitously had it spread that all were driven from the fields of honorable combat, from the meeting places, and from the storytelling fires, and instead simply stayed in their homes, casting their words and songs into nothing but the ether. So it fell out that one day that the wise and temperate consuls of the East Kingdom, Magnus Tindal and Alberic von Rostock, declared, "People of the East, unable as we are to meet in person, we call upon you to attend to us and share your stories, your songs, your poems, and your fine musicianship through ethereal means. Each of us shall choose one of you, and you shall be like the bards of old, and work your art to raise the spirits of our beleaguered kingdom." Upon the 24th day of the month of April of that year, this happened. The minstrels sang, the storytellers spoke, the poets chanted, and the musicians played. So many came that they could not easily be counted, and so marvelous were the works they performed, that which I have now to relate, that had not many, and I among them, observed it with their own eyes, I had hardly dared to credit it, much less set it down in writing. But among them all, one performed so deftly and well that Consul Tindal stood from his chair and spoke, This one is as skilled as the bards of Ireland, the poets of old Rome, or the skalds of Iceland. I shall have this one by my side, and no other, and serve me like those fine performers did in their countries of old." So did the wise, just, munificent, and powerful Magnus Tindal name David Anthony as the crown bard of the East Kingdom, done by our hand at our 9th Ethereal Court. Words by Ladder Father Grim the Skald, calligraphy and illumination by Fiona the Volatile. His Majesty Alberic, understanding that there be certain performers worthy of consideration to serve as the consort's bardic champion, and who have inspired and entertained a great number of his subjects, assembling in sundry places, hath therefore, according to the authority committed to him, reached a decision. His Majesty most desireth and meaneth effectually, by all manner of means possible, to select Agnes de Calais as the new consort's bard of the East. Whereunto, as his Majesty instantly requireth all his good, faithful, and loving subjects to be assenting and cheering with due vigor. Given at the Consuls Bardic Championship, the 24th day of April, Anna Societatis 55. God save the consuls and the empire of the East. Words by Drake Orenwood, calligraphy and illumination by Fiona the Volatile.
Their Majesties would see before them Scholastica Caparelia.
Hello.
Hello. You can go ahead.
No, it's quite fine.
I thought you were going to make a hat headpiece comment.
It's lovely.
Oh, this whole thing?
Whole thing. Are there more? Okay. All right. Great.
Scholastica is well known for her love of hats. I thought that it would be fun to see what was on her hat. I know how much you also enjoy a hat.
I love hats.
But you're also hand sewing and embroidering, started playing some musical instruments, and again, studying historical clothing, bringing forth poetry and song. in enriching an artistic pursuit.
So we would love you to join the Order of the Silver Brooch.
Well, thank you.
And of course, raise you to the ranks of our nobility, award you arms, and award you the title of lady. So I'm going to take this one. For the first time ever, Lady Scholastica and her amazing hats.
That is amazing.
Thank you.
Scholastica caparellia, our abounding creative Eastern flower. Known for stitches with beautiful design, embroidery meticulously fine. For innovative outfits done in themes, hand-sewn garments with feathers, stripes, and seams. She presents herself before us today. Tindal and Alberic will not downplay a gentle receiving her silver brooch, with a word of arms earned above reproach. As Eastern consuls in Ethereal court, her wondrous skill set that we will purport. Words by Aislinn Kiabak. Calligraphy and illumination by Magdalena Ladfararin.
For Lady Scholastica, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Brooch. Viva!
Viva!
Viva! Viva!
Hey!
Their Majesties would call before them, Mora Rua.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. Is there anything that you're not doing artistically?
No.
It seems accurate. We could go back and forth. You're a metal worker?
A little bit, yeah.
Also created some medallions. Excellent.
Weaving?
Yeah.
Now, what kind of woodworking are you doing? Are you just studying woodworking? Have you tried your hand at it yet?
I haven't tried my hand at it in a while. Me and Master Max are supposed to be working on making a period chair. We just haven't been able to because, something about a pandemonium or something. But.
Yeah, yes.
It has affected us as well. I'm familiar. It's a tremendous amount, and you're doing it all so well. We would like others to see the passion, the dedication, and the skill that you have earned through work, and this evening induct you into our Order of the Silver Brooch.
Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Discover now as we in wonder have, that a gentle who spirited dabbles in all manner of arts, an apprentice in pursuit of knowledge, a squire intent on learning battle, and an obnoxious hedge witch known to craft splendid jewelry and regalia of metal and stone, are all one Morarude. We celebrate their talent and achievement, recognize them for the treasure they create, and the treasure they surely are, and commend them to the Order of the Silver Brooch, that she may go forth as a lady of the East, carrying arms she alone may bear, and armored in our good graces. So say we, Tindal and Alberic, Consules of the East Kingdom. Words by Maxton Gunn, calligraphy and illumination by Colette Davignon.
For Mora, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Brooch. Viva!
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 Their Majesties call before them, Madrin Quith.
Hey, that's me. I'm Madrin.
Good evening. So I have been hearing fantastic things about a lot of your work with fabric, with spinning, with creating clothing, with weaving, with knitting, but also teaching others, and teaching others in a way that is warm and is welcoming, and that is so important.
It also looks like it's someone that likes to do all the things, because we've also heard that you were starting the scribal arts.
Yeah. Yeah.
And did you make your outfits this evening? Did you make them?
Yeah, I made all the things except for the hat.
Except for the hat.
You need the hat.
Because hats. the work that you were shown and that we are seeing now, and just the fantastic things of teaching all of these other things, we'd also like to induct you into our Order of the Silver Brooch.
Thank you. I'm honored.
And with that, raise you to the ranks of our nobility, award you arms, and confer upon you the title of lady.
So for the first time, Lady Madrid.
All hear the words of Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East Kingdom. We wish to recognize the accomplishments of our good subject, Madrún Huith, in sewing, weaving, spinning, and other fiber arts. We therefore do hereby induct her into our Order of the Silver Brooch, and, in addition, award her these arms. Done this day in May, AS 56, at our 9th Ethereal Court. Scroll by Sunniva Ormstung.
For Lady Madrún, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Brooch. Viva!
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 I can't wait to share more.
We can't wait to see more.
Can't wait to see it.
Their Majesties would call before them Donato Favreau.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. How are you doing?
Look at his screen. It's awesome.
The anvil?
Yeah.
The heraldry? It's very nice. So let's go right off the anvil. You are a blacksmith.
Yes, Your Majesties.
And I am happy to say we have, for almost a year now, been making use of this wonderful boar spear that you gifted us with. It's amazing. It has scared all of the boars away, so I haven't gotten to use it for anything but hanging the flag on. It's fantastic. I understand that you also do something that I enjoy as an art, that you are also an embroiderer.
Yes, Your Majesties.
And he teaches a bunch of this stuff.
That is fantastic, because that enables others to pursue art. It builds a community. It develops the passion in others. You're doing fantastic things for the kingdom. Your art is phenomenal. And tonight we would like to recognize that by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Brooch.
I'm honored, Your Majesties.
Be it known that we, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East, have long observed the artistic skill of Donato Favreau and deem him to be worthy of our recognition. Wielding hammer and needle, he fills the East with beauty and gives freely of his knowledge, encouraging growth in the artistry of others as well. For this, we see it fit to induct him into our Order of the Silver Brooch, done at the 9th Ethereal Court of the Eastern Consuls, Anno Societatis 56. Scroll by Ranka Oatsdotter.
For Donato, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Brooch. Viva!
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 Yay!
Woohoo! One of us!
Their Majesties would see before them Kalik Ve'inyan Kieran.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm well, and yourself?
I am having a good day. Let's continue talking about art. Let's talk about the fact that you weave fabric as well as chain.
Correct.
I'm wearing a very nice example of your work around my neck with my pelican. So yes, thank you very much.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Gifting your art to the kingdom through largesse, through medallions, moving into, and this is I think such an important step, moving into doing the research, looking at period examples and recreating period examples. You are well on the path of accomplishment in your field. We would like to mark your progress as such by inducting you today into our Order of the Silver Brooch.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
It is well earned and well deserved.
Well-deserved.
I'm looking at the chain again. Very, very impressive work.
Thank you.
There is a
Your Majesties, I
medallion.
do believe there is a medallion.
There is a medallion. I'm so excited. Tell us about the medallion.
Lady Arabella wove this medallion.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you would prefer, I do have a very nice detailed photograph of it.
More photos of the medallion would be great. Yes.
You got it.
Wow.
Very nice.
That's impressive.
So she wire wove both the medallion itself and she did the cord in Kumihimo.
Thank you, Arabella.
All good royals, peers, barons, nobles, and other fair gentles from our lands and beyond. Consuls Tindal, the true and glorious sovereign of the East by right of arms, and Alberic, his brave and worthy consort, send greetings. The artisans of our kingdom are praised throughout the known world for the variety, skill, and beauty of their works. Kalek de Inyan Kiran is one such artist with proficiency in a variety of crafts, both provided as a benefit to our kingdom as well as for the display of her talents. She makes largesse in service to us and medallions for the populace, and the marvelous colors of her weaving and mail are pleasing to the eye of all beholding them. She continues to grow her skills, research her craft meticulously, and teach others of her art. Thus, by our royal hand, we do welcome, induct, appoint, and install Kalek de Inyan Kiran into our Order of the Silver Brooch. Done in our ethereal court in the month of May, the first month of the 56th year of our society. Scroll by Magdalena von Kirchberg.
For Lady Kalek, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Brooch. Viva!
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 You know what? I'm getting ready, but I feel lacking. Talked a lot about art and not a lot about science. I feel like I have questions that need answers. There are things I want to know about. Like, children keep asking me to help them with their math homework.
Yes, we do have quite a few questions. So, Audrey, could you call a certain person in for us, please?
Your Majesties, it would be my pleasure. Their Majesties request the presence of Lady Rosina von Schaffhausen.
Hello, Your Majesties. I'm Rosina von Schaffhausen.
Yes, how have you been? It's been a little while since we saw you at ANS Champs.
Yes, I've been doing pretty well. Very busy with mundane things. Not a great deal of ANS since then, but I hope to get back to it soon.
Right, you put a lot of work into Champion, so I would take a break after all that work.
It's an extremely impressive project.
It is.
It's one of the reasons that you came to mind when
we had these questions.
We had some questions.
Audrey, would you start us off with our first question?
Your Majesties, it would be my pleasure. Lady Rosina, you may wish to take notes. There are some details coming forward. Okay. A merchant in his carrack leaves Bacale for l'Île du Dragon Dormant. He's averaging 3 knots or 75 miles a day. On the same day, at the same hour, an explorer in his caravel leaves l'Île du Dragon Dormant for Bacale, averaging 4 knots or 100 miles a day. I ask, how much time is required before they see each other? And as the baronies are separated by 1,700 nautical miles, how far has each traveled?
Now, it's okay if she doesn't have the answer right.
This could be homework?
This could be some homework.
Right. Because I would need pencil and paper some time on that one. So
maybe even get sent the questions too, just that
sometimes seeing them helps.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very helpful, thank you.
Yeah, I have a question too. So I have one with me. I have a pair of miniature Eastern blue tiger. I know that it doesn't seem miniature, but compared to some blue tigers, this is a small one. So I have my miniature Eastern blue tigers in an enclosed forest. So it's just the two of them. And I was wondering how many were created, how many more blue tigers can I get from the pair a year when, according to my research and nature, each couple requires a month to grow old and then a subsequent month to procreate another couple. So within a year, given those constraints, how many blue tigers would I expect to have?
All right. That's a good one. I could have the answer fairly quickly if you give me a moment.
All right. While you're contemplating that,
question 3 is probably going to be the most difficult to answer because I think she's going to need a lot of help with this one. And there's a certain group of people that need to help you with this question. So Audrey, if you will invite these people in so I can ask this question appropriately.
Their Majesties call before them the companions of their Order of the Laurel.
Woohoo! Representing!
You're Rosina.
Hello.
Really?
There are some people on our porch waving at us.
That happens with the warmer weather.
It does. And I'm sure we're going to see a lot more of that in the future because of the warmer weather. So I will now ask this question with the Order of the Laurel present. And it's got a little bit of wording. So give me a few moments to read it. And then you can answer at a certain time of your choosing. A geometer of our kingdom, recognized for her great skill and dedication to the high and noble science of mathematics, as well as narrow work in singing, and for the actions in teaching these skills to others and the people of our realm might greatly benefit, shall be summoned to appear before us. An upcoming event to put you to vigil if we would like to give you a writ to the laureate. And we'll hope to hear an answer from you, and all the collaboration partners can help you answer this question.
Thank you, Your Majesties. I will consult with your order.
Yes, but it's only the third one that you're allowed to get help on. The first two,
you got to
on your own.
That's fine, Your Majesty.
Should we make her proof her work or no?
I'm gonna need pictures of tigers.
So I guess you're going to have to proof out your work for us once you have these answers.
Yes, Your Majesties, I will do so.
For Rosina and the question put before her. Viva!
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 Awesome!
So one of my favorite parts about getting to give out awards is getting to give them out from so many of our different villas and locations, and all of the work that goes into preparing these to be court ready. Here we are, another room in our villa at Pompeii where nothing ever goes wrong. So let's just start by thanking the Honorable Lord John Fitzthomas for his work.
Lady Jana van Guggesberg.
Lady Tabitha DeLund.
Now Lady Elena the Blue.
Next month, Lady Elena the Blue. Right now, it's just kind of a thing that exists in the ether.
Oh, excellent. Well,
she's
anyway.
great. She's great.
She is
whenever
awesome.
that happens. Baron G. Emerson True.
And Mistress Heather de Gordon, who made our lovely tiger.
Pictures of tigers.
Pictures of tigers.
I do like me some pictures of blue tigers.
Let's see some more good gentles get awards.
Their Majesties would see before them Elaine Howes of Morningthorpe to answer the question before her.
Comes before you now a candidate for the Order of the Laurel, Elaine Howes of Morningthorpe. A companion of the Order of the Quadrant, a companion of the Order of the Leviathan, a recipient of a grant of arms, a companion of the Order of the Maunch.
I am here, Your Majesty, your consuls.
Excellent. You have had time to contemplate. I know that you have had words from us and from other nobles of the East and the respective orders, and I suppose the time has come for you to answer the question we have set before you.
I am more than grateful and more than willing to accept this honor.
We see that you have been released from your duties to your peer, and we will now call in some worthies.
Thank you.
Sure. Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that will speak for this candidate?
I, Sir Uric Germanicus, claim this right. When you talk about members of chivalry, there are many virtues that we try to embody. And there's one virtue above all else that I see in Elaine. And that virtue is franchise. Franchise is the embodiment of nobility. It is owning your nobility. It is an all-encompassing virtue. It is one that without other virtues cannot stand on its own. When Elaine walks into a room, she embodies franchise. She does it with her words. She does it with her actions. She does it with her art. It is seeing that from her that makes her my peer. And it makes what you do today a good and righteous thing.
Those are some excellent words to hear. Is there someone from the Order of the Pelican which will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, my name is Oriana Filia Germani, member of the Order of the Pelican, and I'm here to speak on behalf of this candidate today. As my fellow Pelicans can attest, Elaine is rarely found sitting around. You have to be quick on your feet to find her at an event. She can be anywhere from the kitchen to the troll booth, or both at the same event. You never spend an hour with her without having smiled at one of her witticisms. I have known her for over 20 years, and her boundless energy, I see that eye roll, continues. She makes garb more beautiful with her talents, and she has the Midas touch with men who assist with events. She's happily married, sorry guys. We would not be the same organization if it wasn't for the dedication and service of this woman in every corner of the kingdom. Service is part of her DNA, and we all benefit from her generosity, whether or not you have ever met her in person. She has been the cornerstone in her barony, in her region, and in her kingdom, and she is irreplaceable. Elaine House of Morningthorpe was my peer before I ever became a peer, and I highly recommend her to you both.
Well spoken, well endorsed. Is there a member of the Order of Defense that could offer words for this candidate?
Your Majesties, if I may. Very good. I am Master Fraser McLeod. I represent the Order of Defense on this day, and it is my deep honor to speak on behalf of Elaine. Elaine, like many, came to us through a Ren Fair background, and like many, when she got to the SCA, brought with her from my understanding, a fairly significant wardrobe, which by Ren Fair standards was quite good. However, when she arrived here, she discovered fairly early on that what she had wasn't quite where a lot of the SCA would like to see garb. Now, a lot of folks who come over from the Ren Fair environment come over and they're like, cool, whatever. I'm happy with what I got. I'm looking good. I'm fine. Elaine, not so much. Elaine instead said, someone hold my beverage. And went about overhauling her whole darn wardrobe. That's a thing. That's somebody who really wants to really make an impact here. And it takes a fair amount of perseverance, which is what we speak to make that kind of thing happen. Not only is she doing that, but I don't know that she has it with her, but she did, I think it was an Elizabethan black work jacket. And if I remember correctly, that took her years to finish. Elaine, am I right?
Right.
2 years. Okay. Yeah. Yep. All right. And so I was informed correctly. And from what I've been told, it is a work of art. Add to that, when she was in Italy, she went and saw some dresses in person and stood there and took notes for apparently hours to make sure she was going to remake them correctly. You really are going to be a good Laurel, just so you know. I'm just going to say that. But on top of that, she has jumped feet first, and she took on two of the most difficult local positions you can take on service-wise, and that's Seneschal and Exchequer. Exchequer I wouldn't touch with a 10-foot pole, I'm not going to lie. So the amount of respect that I have for this woman is bottomless. And Your Majesties, this is a good thing you do here this day, and I have nothing but the greatest of recommendations for Elaine. Thank you.
Those are some really fine words spoken from the heart, and to her endurance and to her chosen path. Is there someone from the Order of the Rose who will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Duchess Thura Eriksdottir, and I claim that right. I will speak today for the Order of the Rose on the topic of inspiration. Now, no one starts their journey as an inspiration. They start by being impressive with their needlework, with their garb. And it's really lovely to be impressed by something, because that means that you have seen something that you didn't think was possible, that you didn't think was within the realm of the doable. And with time and effort and practice and research and more effort and more time, you can become more and more impressive. There are many impressive people in our kingdom and in our society. But not everyone makes the transformation into being inspirational. And when you are inspirational, rather than appearing to be impossible, you become a leader to bring others along on that journey and to show them that it is both possible and that they too can do this. Elaine, I have enjoyed your company at events for years. I know that every time I see you, I will be impressed with something that you're wearing or with something someone else is wearing. But I also appreciate your dedication, your courtesy, your humor, your helpfulness. And I am inspired by you, and you will make an excellent peer. Thank you, Your Majesties.
Fantastic words. There is one more peer we need to hear from. Is there a Laurel who will speak to the worthiness of this candidate?
It is I, Mistress Barbetta Kirkland of Strelly, Mistress of the Laurel, speaking for Lady Elaine. And I first started seeing Elaine years ago in flashy Elizabethan outfits that, to my relatively untrained eye back then, looked totally authentic and elegant. She and I bumped into each other several times a year because of other shared interests in embroidery and lace. I sit on the sidelines a lot watching people, and she comes to talk to me from time to time. But I really started to notice things when she began sharing her embroidered coifs and her new interest in gloves. Many, many gloves. Then I noticed her attire. It became more tailored and simpler, but more striking for all that. And when I looked more closely, it wasn't simple at all. The foundations of these garments became the foundation of her appearance. She explained some of it to me, and once my eyes started to glaze over with the complexity of it. She has put great time and effort into being and looking more authentic to a 16th century lady. The culmination came, as others have mentioned, with the embroidered jacket. Now, that was quite an undertaking. The time to research the designs, plan them out on the pattern pieces, actually embroider them, must have been enormous. Other jacket replications have involved museum curators and multiple seamstresses, embroiderers, and lace makers. So the creation of this type of jacket as a solo undertaking is more than impressive. I think that when describing Elaine's art, I want to use the term refinement. She has taken the elements of tailoring, embroidery, and lace from just approximating a look and refined it to a true replication of actual wearable, tailored garments that would have existed in the 16th century. Stepping out of a portrait is now something she does with apparent regularity and ease. Her art and her love of it make her my peer.
Those are all very wise words for the people who will speak for you. And since we cannot be there today, we are going to ask our landed baron and baroness to place the accoutrements of the laurel upon you. We would like to thank you, Your Excellencies Fergus and Sabine, for being our hands and feet this day to be able to place these onto our candidate.
Thank you for the honor.
There's one final thing that we may ask, if you are so willing to choose, is would you like to swear fealty?
Yes. Should I read now?
Yeah. Read it towards them.
I, Elena Howes of Morningthorpe, do swear to uphold the honor and glory of the East Kingdom, and furthermore, to uphold the distinction and promise of the Order of the Laurel. I promise to share my skills, talent, and knowledge willingly to help the populace of the East.
I, Albert von Rostock,
And I, Magnus Tindal,
hear your words and know them to be true and honorable.
You have enriched our kingdom with your skill, your research. Is a more beautiful place for having had you here. You have our protection. You have our ear when you offer counsel. You have a place at our hearth in times of peace or war.
Until the crowns pass from our heads or the world ends, we so swear. Albert von Rostock,
Magnus Tindal,
Consuls of the East.
As needle pierces fabric to stitch an intricate design to dazzle our eyes, so too does Elaine Howes of Morningthorpe pierce deep into our hearts and fill them with awe. A skilled seamstress and embroiderer, any thread she touches turns into embellishment extraordinaire. shimmering in gold and silver. Any fabric her scissors cut becomes a garment tailored for royalty and gloved in excellence. It is as clear to us as night is to day, as black silk thread is on stark white linen, that Elaine has excelled and surpassed all expectations as an artisan of thread and cloth. She shines as bright as the silver gilt in her embroidery and as brilliantly as the stars in the night sky over the east. Elaine is a treasured jewel, and her place is in the crown composed of other such treasures that we are the finest artisans of the East Kingdom. Today we, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East, elevate Elaine Howes of Morningthorpe to our Order of the Laurel, to the acclaim of the companions thereof, and we further confer upon her these arms by letters patent, or a chevron sable platy between 3 jerkins gules, a chief sable platy, with the exclusive right to their use henceforth throughout the known world. Done by our hand in our May Ethereal Court, Anno Societatis 56, during the time of our great separation. The scroll will be by Lada Mongolian.
Let us present to you for the first time Mistress Elaine.
For Mistress Elaine, Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
It's always fantastic to see the amount of effort that people are continuing to put in to recognize their friends and really celebrate the accomplishments. It's amazing.
It's just a lot of things that go into these elevations, and the amount of work. We thank everybody who puts their time and effort to edit these and to bring them to our courts today. So we're coming into new events.
There are some upcoming events, an interesting variety of events right on the horizon of the calendar. There is a virtual War of the Roses happening. I believe that starts May 29th.
There's another Sparkly and Shiny for June 5th and 6th. And also on June 5th is something that we haven't seen in a very long time.
An entirely in-person event?
An entirely in-person event.
Southern Region War Camp. Yes? Now, if you just got excited about going to Southern Region War Camp, I'm going to remind you that that is a pre-reg only event, right?
Yes.
That has an attendance cap, and that the pre-reg goes down at the end of this month or as soon as they hit that cap, right? So if you were like, that's where I'm headed, 1, safety requirements, 2, consider if you can travel, and 3, make sure you're pre-reg. You can't just show up.
No, you just can't show up.
So I'm looking forward to both enjoying the events from home and the possibility of getting to go out and enjoy some in-person events in the future.
And with that, we will now recognize some more worthy gentles.
Their Majesties call before them Talon Gwilt.
Hello, Your Majesties.
Hello, how are you doing this evening?
Bit surprised.
Someone that I actually recognize and fought against at the last month, I can't remember the name right now. I don't know. We did a lot of pickups right after that event. Well, not at the event, but after a while, things were going on. So you've been the night marshal there for more than 10 years. Ever have a job that's so much fun that you just can't get rid of it? But part of what has made you such a successful night marshal, but also has been of great service to your group, is your ability to maintain relationships with the sites where you have practices, maintain loaner gear, encourage novices. It's a really impressive length of work and impact. I remember the name of the event. It was Ducal Challenge. Yes. Awesome for me, just so I can remember that. But you've been event steward with the 4th Novus Naviscola?
Yeah, I was ended up being head cook and then autocrat for a year. And that was an interesting challenge.
All very impressive service. What should we do about it? I think we should recognize the dedication, the service, and the outstanding impact by marking him in a way that others could see that this is someone who accomplishes things. Tonight, we would like to induct you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you.
Thank you for everything you have done. I think there's a medallion. Is there a medallion?
Your Majesty, there is. Our friend Allison Woodhall, our seneschal of our Hartrendale group, made this lovely medallion for him.
That is a fantastic silver wheel.
Oh, sorry, got caught in your ear.
Very nice.
Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East, to all who may hear or see these words, we greet you well. Service is the cornerstone of our kingdom, and those who bring their time and talents to bear are esteemed and valued. No matter if the effort is large or small, it is necessary. Talan Gwylcht, aside from his efforts on the battlefield, has ensured that fighters in his shire have space and equipment to train, along with serving as autocrat and deputy seneschal. It is for these works that we make him one of our Order of the Silver Wheel. Done by our hand at this ethereal court during the time of plague, Anno Societatis 56. Scroll by Jan Janovich Bogdansky.
For Talon, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva!
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 Yay. Welcome to the order.
Whoa.
Their Majesties call before them Admiranda Gower.
Hello.
I recognize her Baroness from Rune Talon. Yes. We have been hearing some fantastic things, and I know that we have seen some fantastic things. The work you have done maintaining your community over the past year, somehow managing to encourage growth, and
Doing over there on my
I cannot emphasize enough how enriched your area in our kingdom has been through your positivity. So you were also the former web minister for your group as well. You have helped through this pandemic in Rutalin as our heads there in keeping the barony alive. So tonight we would like to induct you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you.
It is right to recognize your service through the years, but also the way that it has exceeded expectations and just been such a boon to your barony, to our kingdom. Thank you so much for all the hard work that you both do.
Thank you. I love to serve. I just like helping people. So
It shows.
thank you.
There was a plague across the land in the 55th year of the society, and all were commanded to retreat to their manors for safety. Admiranda Gower, new created Baroness of Runtalin, was not content to shelter alone. She, who for many years had been web minister, brought people together in ethereal feasts and gatherings, so they should not lose heart while outside the plague raged. We, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East, are pleased to hear of her care for our people, and we are minded to create her a companion of the Silver Wheel, so that all may know her worth. Scroll by Sarah Graham of Burnham.
For Admiranda, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva!
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 Yay!
Huzzah!
Majesties would call before them Drustin of Old Stone Bridges.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
Doing really well. Doing really well. So, go ahead. No, go ahead. He's a really great bard. He's a fantastic bard. I was going to talk about the amount of work he did for the East Kingdom College of Performers events, because being a bard is amazing. Enabling other people to be bards grows the audience and grows that community. You're someone who's been running bardic circles, yes?
This is true.
You're such an asset to not only the bardic community, but the East Kingdom as a whole. We would like to recognize the service that you have given and the prosperity that the kingdom has reaped from it, and induct you this evening into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you. This is a great honor. Thank you so much, Your Majesties.
You're welcome.
Service is what makes the wheels turn in the kingdom. Not just through lending a hand, but the soul you bear. Even though he is newer to us, he is overqualified. We are all richer for the service he gives, though they say volunteering makes no sense. Some have even called Drustin a saint, which is questionable because the SCA is a non-profit organization. Through him, we can see the future. He has enriched our lives and filled it with collateral stories. He writes so much for the kingdom, he is always cold. He reviews his work so much he is surrounded by drafts. When you need a face to serve as MC, Drustin is like a pineapple, always doling out the charm. Since Drustin of Old Stone Bridges has gifted us with service, we, the Consules of the East, Alberic and Tindal, do see fit to induct him into our Order of the Silver Wheel, done at our 9th Ethereal Court, Anno Societatis 56. Scroll by Kenric Aubrey. Words by Solveig Bjarnadottir.
For Drustan, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva!
Viva! Viva!
Good job, buddy.
Well done. Well deserved.
Their Majesties would call before them Annalita Falconbridge.
Your Majesties.
Hello, Annalita.
Greetings.
We met a very, very, very long time ago.
A decade, I think, about.
I believe so. I believe so. You may not remember it, but we had a nice, quiet conversation at Pensick in the encampment that I was in. And it was nice to talk to you for the brief moments that we had, just because we had other things that we needed to do. But it was really nice to just to talk with you at that time, because I was at a point where I was on an edge. So really thank you for your for that conversation. But tonight we'd like to talk about you and the stuff that you have done for our kingdom. I know that any event that I have gone to where you have been there, I've always felt welcome, and that extends well beyond me, from event stewarding to day board to feast to coordinating bardic circles. You're creating a home for people when they show up at events. I believe she does a pretty heavy lift too as the media liaison. Yeah,
some days heavier than others.
Yes. Yes. Wait, things happened today? Things happened today.
It's a joyful service.
Yeah. But it's a growing service. Every day that passes, it becomes more important, and you have filled that role so well. I could continue to talk about the impact that you've had, but there are others that have had words with us about that impact as well. So Audrey, if you will.
Their Majesties call before them their companions to the Order of the Pelican.
Holy cow! How neat! Why you're all sitting in the cold.
This is the first time I've ever seen her speechless.
Mark it on the calendar, kids.
It's very rare. It happens, I swear.
Oh, I missed that. Wow.
Here's your friend.
So you have done so much service for the kingdom and so much service for a whole bunch of people throughout these 10 years that I've known you. It was time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Sorry, we're in a tent and we're outdoors. My service might be holding this tent down in a moment. Thank you.
For Annalita and the question before her. Viva!
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 Yay!
You guys are just special. Thank you.
Your husband
love you.
Made a driver.
Love you.
I love you all too. I miss all of you terribly, but soon. Thank you again.
Their Majesties would call before them Timbrian.
Hello, this is Timbrian.
Hello.
Majesties.
I have been hearing some of the most impressive stories about the impact you are having within the fighting community with your service. I am a fan of creating a more welcoming and inclusive community, but you are taking action that is making that happen.
You're creating quite the impact, and we are enjoying what impact that is having on our community.
Collecting donations of equipment, instigating discussions around what the female fighting experience has been and advocating for a better one. This is, I mean, we're talking about the impact. This is important and this is good. We would like to recognize this service by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very, very honored.
This is a tribute to the tenacious, Timbrian, battle teacher of the East. Kindred consuls Tindal and Alberic have seen her stellar success supporting Valkyries. Of linen learn of the list, a sorrow thief for all female fighters, done with discussions and demonstrations, supporting women of our warriors' world, Timbrians to take home a silver wheel today, emphatically earned at this ephemeral court. Words by Aisling Kiabak, scroll by Fiona the Volatile.
Oh, wow. We've been hiding
Yes,
this.
there's a medallion.
We've been hiding this all day. Oh. It's beautiful.
Oh wow, that's a great wheel. So
Yes, it is big and shiny, and there's the Medusa.
There's, yep, you say it on the back. Nice. Very, very cool.
Put it out. Thank you, Your Majesties. This is a deep honor.
It is our pleasure, and I am so glad that that wheel is shiny enough to attract the attention of others, that they may see the good things you are doing.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For Timbrian, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva!
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 Way to go, Timbrian.
Their Majesties would see now before them Marcus Attilius.
Greetings, Your Majesties. My name is Marcus Attilius Panza.
A significant member of La Familia Gladiatoria.
Definitely a familiar face.
And You are someone who has, for a long time, been encouraging growth in the Eastern fighting community, both through your gentle nature and your strong arm. It speaks well when I can't pick the weapons form that I think you're strongest at because you're excelling as a fighter, not as a single note. We would like to recognize the skill that you have acquired, the dedication you have put in, and the impact you have had by inducting you into our Order of the Silver Tiger.
Consules Alberic and Tindal, sons of the Blessed Margarita, grandsons of the Blessed Ozzer and Fortune, scions in an unbroken line to the defied Maragorn and Adrian, fathers of these eastern lands, in their first year as Imperator, calls forth Peregrini Marcus Attilius Panza to answer for his deeds. For his 25 years of honorable service to cohort I La Familia Gladitoria and the Northern Legion, including the recruitment of many fine officers, do we bestow upon Marcus rank in the Order of the Silver Tiger. In addition, do we award Marcus an honesta missio with an attached connubium, one wife only. So he and his may be provided for, do we include a donativium of 500 denarii. Finally, so all may know his deeds, do we award him arms in the form, per pale argent and sable, a Gorgon's head, between in saltire 4 bulls, passant respectant all counterchanged. Done by our hands in our eternal eastern lands. Words by Matthias Grunwald. Scroll by Marietta Charret.
I'm humbled and deeply honored.
I believe we need a medallion for him.
Yes.
Yes. Crafted by Olaf Olafsson. It has been worn by Ionis Valerius Severus. Also Timera, Timbrian, Stephanos, Kale of the East.
I love the Medusa on the back. It says a lot about what we talked about.
I believe it is one of the standards for Gladitoria.
And it is, but the Medusa on the shield is also what keeps us safe. And your fighting contribution and skill makes the rest of the East safer on the field. Thank you.
Congratulations. You're most welcome.
For Marcus, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Tiger. Viva!
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 We need to talk about these.
Well, we need someone called in before us.
We do need someone called in before us because these are awesome. These are great. I can't wait to put it on some of my stuff.
Their Majesties would see before them Trentus Nubianus.
So, Trent, first, thank you so much. Trent gifted us some of these lovely Blue Tiger patches, which are fantastic. I have seen them floating around Facebook. Yeah. No, I'll find a place for it. I just wanted to say thank you first for this. In addition to the thank you, I want to ask you something, and this is, I've been thinking about this a lot. I'm going to ask you to do something that is going to be difficult. And I don't think it's fair to ask you to do what I'm thinking about alone. And so before I go any farther,
I think we should do a thing.
Audrey, can we get the other people that I need involved in here?
Their Majesties call before them their Order of Chivalry.
I think we have some other visitors here.
There are some specific. I'm going to take a moment and ask a few of my noble cousin to the north to make sure that Trent knows he's here.
Thank you, good cousin, for allowing us to be part of this today. From Eldemir, thank you so much for everything that the East does. Trent's always been amazing to us, so thank you so much, and Marcel.
Thank you very much, Your Majesty. It's a pleasure to have you here. Trent, there's a lot of things I can say about the presence that you have on the field, the success of the running with scissors unit, your ability to not only draw talented people to you, but to make that an effective unit. But beyond that, you help newcomers, you are steadfast and courteous, and we have never had foreign royalty ask to be present when we took an action before. And I think that speaks to the impact that you have had, not just within our kingdom, not just at our wars, but across the known world. And I think right now, it is important that we recognize the contribution that you have made, the impact you are having on the field, and with the overwhelming support of all of my Eastern and foreign brothers and sisters in chivalry, we would send you away today to contemplate a question. Would you be willing to join us to make this kingdom better, stronger, and forward moving?
So as we present you with this writ, we look forward to your answer.
Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you all.
For
Yeah.
Nubianus and the question before him. Viva!
God.
God.
Love you, brother.
It is great that we actually get to see some of our royal cousins during this time and to be able to present that writ to Trentus with the King of Eldemir with us that day.
It's nice to be afforded the opportunity to stay connected, and it was a special moment.
So to talk about certain things that I'd like to do, and one of those things is happening right now, is the Consort Youth Quests. There are currently 5 categories with 46 separate quests that you can choose from. So please go to the East Kingdom Chancellor Miners webpage, and you'll see, I believe it is called like a camp of some sort, Tiger Camp, and you'll be able to check out those quests, and you'll get some really nice prizes when you complete those quests.
How many they have to do 46 quests?
No, they get to choose from one of those 46 quests, or do a few of those quests, depending on how ambitious the younger tigers of the East can be. So thank you. Please check that out. And it'd be awesome to see some of those quests get fulfilled. And now some more awards.
It's prowess that has brought us together today. Prowess on the field. Prowess of a martial form. But I would like to also take a minute to celebrate another type of prowess that has been invaluable to the eternal position we have been in, the unanticipated need for support and for visibility. Their Majesties would see before them Astrid Musi.
Majesty.
It is without you that we get to look so pretty in our garb in front of the East Kingdom, even though it's over a Zoom screen. And you know, you start planning before you step up, and you think of the highlights, right? Like, what will opening court at Pennsic look like? What will coronation look like? Why are there so many outfits they need now? And I'm so glad that you had the skill and the foresight to create moments that allowed us flexibility and a continued presence. So you are definitely our seamstress to the crown.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, that's beautiful. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For us reader, new courtier to the crown. Viva!
Viva!
Their Majesties would see before them Verkamar von Nuremberg.
Verkamar, we talked about how long we've been here. It has afforded us certain opportunities that would not have been ours. A little over a year ago, there could have been a mud thaw, but there wasn't. Had that happened, you would have been recognized. Please call the order. Please call the order.
Their Majesties would call before them their Order of the Tigers Combatant.
And it is very much our pleasure as we move forward to get to recognize you for something that could have been done long ago, but happily fell to us. I have seen you fight for a number of years. I have watched you on the field sometimes, and it is absolutely past time that you join this order. Is there a medallion?
This would be the medallion of House Blood Guard. It gives me great pleasure to pass it on to you.
This medallion started with Chris, and then went to Conrad von Ulm, and then to Lars Wolfsblood, and then Baron Otto, and then myself, and then Duke Roger, Sir Donan, no,
Oskad.
Oskad, Sir Oskad. Then it was Donan. I just help me out here. And then it went to Baron Joachim, and now I'm extremely proud to see it go to Verkammer.
When a tiger is threatened, it relies upon its weapons to repel its enemies. With a fierce roar and swords as sharp as claws, Verkammer von Nuremberg wields his weapons to protect these lands. Thus do I, Margarita, Eastern Queen, induct him into the Order of the Tigers Combatant and further grant him arms. Words by Count Wilhelm von Ostenbrück. Scroll by Kaylee McWhite.
Nice.
Sweet. For Verkammer, newest companion to the Order of the Tigers Combatant.
Vivas! Vivas! Vivas!
One more thing. So, this one's entirely ours.
It is. But he is my captain, so I feel we should really talk to him.
All right.
If you would, please.
This is the whole forgetting the line, isn't it? The lineage on the medallion?
Yeah. It could be. It could be other things.
I'm just going to say that putting guards together, putting them in front of us, when we had to travel, when we couldn't travel, has been fantastic. But also, there's a time when I was warlord, and you were running an unbelt team, and you were fantastic. And there was a time when I was a prince, and I was at 100 minutes, and I started having a conversation, and that seems like it was ages ago. And we've been waiting for a moment like this for a very long time. Because the question is, what else needs to be done? And the only thing left to be done is on us.
Their Majesties call before them their companions of the Order of Chivalry.
Yoki. I've been practicing with you since you were traveling to another kingdom that I lived in to sharpen your skills. I have seen you in this barony. I have seen you in this kingdom. This is an order that has been eagerly awaiting this moment. This is a sovereign who had this plan 2 years ago. Do not let the delay that has beyond any of our control think that we were waiting for you when we were waiting for time.
So we gladly give you this writ to contemplate the question.
For Joachim and the question before him. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties would call before them Maywin Filiabrun.
Good evening, Your Majesties.
Good evening. The work that you have done over the past year, I'll just start with the coordination of our PPE totals that gave me such an insight into the positive impact that the kingdom was having, and it gave us a way to communicate that. I deeply appreciate that.
Across multiple reigns with Marguerite, starting with Margarita and getting those counts and keeping us going through that transition time where we could actually do the things that we needed to do. It's just great to see you doing service for that and for doing all other attendant stuff and everything that is done to help our reign and Margarita's reign out.
I'm more than happy to do it.
You are someone who, when you help, it reduces the burden on others, and that is positive service. That is a going beyond being a friendly face and truly being a helper. And we would like to recognize that this evening and induct you into our Order of the Silver Wheel.
Thank you very much, Your Majesties.
Woohoo!
Well, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
For Maywin, newest companion to the Order of the Silver Wheel. Viva! 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 Your Majesties, that takes you to the end of the docket. You had additional business you wished to discuss.
There was one thing.
Yes.
Annalita referenced, it's been a day, it's been a week. In a public forum, we need to, if you could call back the Order of the Pelican, there's an issue we need to handle kind of in an official capacity.
Their Majesties request the return of their companions of the Order of the Pelican.
Woohoo! We're here.
Yeah. That's Your Majesty. What happened
Hi. What up, boss?
Majesty, I'm here.
Howdy. They're here.
A whole bunch of us are here.
We're here.
Brian McWhite, what can you do?
So, as you know, certain announcements have been made, and I'm sure you all are interested in. But there is something about the recent polling that a lot of you answered, and we need to take care of this business, but we just don't have the right person to do it with. The issue becomes, and I said this before, when we talk about someone who is a peer, we talk about someone who I feel could be a representative face of our society. And I think that over the past, time has no meaning for me anymore, we have been graced with someone who has shown time and time again that they are more than capable of filling that role. And so at this point, we would like to honor your words and invite to join you and us at this point. Audrey, if you could come back in.
Your Majesties.
Hey.
Hey, Audrey.
Hey.
As you can see, the order is here. They have spoken. We have listened. The amount of work that you've done, not only for our reign, but the reigns before us and the service before that, and it's time. We would like to offer you a writ to join the Order of the Pelican.
Pass out.
Hey.
Right.
She's verklempt.
Okay, everybody's going to
Yes.
take note of the fact that Audrey is speechless.
It's recorded. It's okay. We have proof.
We have proof now.
So,
For Audrey and the question before her.
Viva!
Sisters.
Well earned, well deserved.
Thank you, Your Majesties.
Honestly, more than ever before, I'm going to have to say it is we who need to thank you. You signed on to do a large job that grew massively out of proportion, and we're not functioning at the level we are without you.
It is my honor to serve Your Majesties. It has been my pleasure. Thank you for the opportunity.
It's difficult in these times to be able to get to do a writ in such a fashion that one of our own was not able to actually participate in.
That was a special moment. There was a lot of behind the scenes mechanics to make that happen. I'm really glad that we were able to accomplish clearly an element of surprise there, and just I got lost in the moment there watching that. That was special. As we were going through that, it was lovely to get to recognize Astrid as clothier to the crown. We are wearing her clothing today. It's those cracks of hope and really getting to see people that mean a lot to us recognized has been very special. And one of those very, very special people we were able to travel to for a small ceremony to recognize as a pelican. And I can't wait to see how that came together.
Their Majesties would call before them Matthias von Wurzburg to answer the question placed before him.
Oyez! 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 Comes before you now from the Kingdom of the Mid, the Shire of Fierin Creek, where he served as Webminister, through the Shire of Old Stonebridges, and then unto the kingdom itself as our current Kingdom Webminister, Matthias von Wurzburg.
Lady Arabella, will you please come and stay and witness the elevation?
Matthias, you sent you away with a question. And it's so nice to be able to be here to await your answer. Brought my Sparky along because I've become so fond of yours.
She really had to be here. There was no talking her out of it.
It is what, yeah, absolutely. My answer is yes. I will.
Fantastic. But I can see that there's clearly business to be done before we move forward.
Their Majesties would see before them Maloan.
Matthias? I gave you a symbol of our fealty. It is customary on this day to ask for that symbol back. But I want you to know that I'm not releasing my part of the fealty. There's another custom of this day. This contract was penned by your hand to reflect the relationship, the agreement that we had. That wasn't easy. No. This is yours. This is mine. I've cherished what has happened through your service, our fealty, and our friendship.
Couldn't have had a better mentor and teacher than this.
I couldn't have a better companion in this order.
Thank you.
Give me the belt. Yeah.
You get good fittings on it, and it doesn't want to come off.
He is free. Thank you, Majesty.
Thank you, Mr. Malone. Thank you. Is there a member of the Order of Chivalry that would speak for this candidate?
I am Jarl Ivan. I have been gifted by the Vigilant with the honor of speaking for him. Please. When he first approached me to speak on his behalf, I was unsure as to what I was going to say. And after giving it much thought, I had an idea of what I wanted to say. But I was still unsure as to how I wanted to put my ideas and feelings into words. Recently, I listened to a podcast where brother knights were discussing what it means to be a knight, and I was then able to put my feelings into words. We the knights are considered to be defenders of the realm. It is a wonderful sentiment. But in reality, when a horrifyingly horrific danger shut down our society, our little microcosm society. In fact, in reality, it shut down the entire world. What were the knights to do? There was no beast to slay. There was no oppressor to vanquish. There was nothing we could do or could be done. We had to hang up our armor, put away our weaponry, and sit idly and helplessly while the world struggled to move forward and stay connected. People, and a man like Matthias here bravely stepped forward and led us and kept us in contact with each other. Day after day, night after night, used their skills to advance us in a way no one else could. He and those like him became the true leaders, the true saviors, our heroes. Not everyone likes or appreciates the ESCA, for it is rife with controversy and, dare I say, opinions. But having this Vigilant and those like him keeping us together for the positive things, like our courts, where we are able to recognize the true treasures of our society. He is a leader. He is a hero. He is someone who I consider my peer. Someone who I will always look up to and hope to be like. This man is truly your man. I cannot recommend him strongly enough. Thank you. And thank you for recognizing yet another true treasure of our kingdom the mighty East.
Thank you, Your Excellency. Those are some wonderful words for this candidate. Is there someone from the Order of the Laurel who will speak for this candidate?
I, Aetha Ingen Canavar and Dressage, have the honor of speaking for this man. This ritual of the speakers is a way to illustrate the worthiness of a peerage candidate as someone who supports and understands all broad aspects of the society. I could tell you about how Matthias has supported his wife's art. I could tell you about his abiding love of pens or his love of teaching calligraphy. They are fine things, but not what truly makes him shine to me when viewed by the lens of the laurel. Human beings have created art for many reasons since the very beginning. One of the most important reasons to create art is because art binds community together. From cave paintings of victorious hunts to traditional storytelling, even to that building where you live that people either love or hate, art becomes part of community identity. Now, if you've watched Ethereal Courts over the past year, you've seen our beloved East Kingdom tiger in a variety of seasonally appropriate and silly ways at the end of the broadcast. We've seen Sparky eating ice cream, Sparky with her tongue stuck to a flagpole, Sparky shoveling snow. All of these have been made by Matthias. They may not be high art, but they showed an understanding of the purpose and value of art. They served as a way to make us laugh a little and to remind us that we are part of a community during a time when we desperately needed those things. Matthias understands how art can be both a gift and a necessity, and I am happy to call him my peer.
Fantastically true words. I think that art lives in all of our hearts now. Is there a member of the Order of Defense that would speak for this candidate?
I am Mercedes Vera de Calafia, and I speak for the Order of Defense. We speak to the perseverance of the vigilant, and Matthias has come to embody that virtue as he serves the East. In the best of times, Kingdom officers do most of their work outside of events. They get to go to events, but mostly they end up at the beck and call of not only the Crown, but anyone with a good idea of how to do their office. Behind the scenes, they use their free time to see to the needs of the Kingdom, staying current with modern technology and how it can best serve our demands. In these times, as we struggle to stay connected, Matthias has had to exponentially increase his workload and build the very conduit through which we stay together. The tireless work and endless hours that Matthias and his team continue to dedicate to this endeavor speak greater volumes to his level of perseverance than I ever could. As someone who has spent years working behind the curtain so that others could shine, I am thrilled to tell your majesties that Matthias may not be easily recognizable without a keyboard in front of him, but his work and service for this kingdom has helped us continue to shine, even in these dark times.
Truer words have not been spoken of your perseverance in keeping this kingdom moving forward. Hearing that, it just fills my heart with such joy. With that, is there a member of the Order of the Rose that will speak for this candidate?
Your Majesties, I am Contessa Fortune Sagtine, and I would speak for this candidate. May I address the populace?
Absolutely. Thank
you. We met many moons ago on what I refer to as the surface of the sun at East Kingdom 50 year. And you were taking care of your wonderful family. And we became friends in that way that you do when you go through something you endure. And I admired in you the way that I also try to find silver linings in things, and that we at least had shade, we had water. And like in the silver lining in these plague times, it did take a time to shine a light on the work of the web ministry that you have so wonderfully done and your team has wonderfully done. And in that light, you have been very clear. We have worked together on your coronation, and you were quick in every conversation that we had to shine a light on your team and the rest of those who work with you, which is a mark of great leadership. We had to pivot in these dark times so that this game that we love all of a sudden was being run by a team that could not have foreseen all the challenges they would get. And you have done this with grace and that character trait that the roses speak to, which is courtesy. It is a monumental task. None of us can overstate that. You all of a sudden became all things to all people in the East Kingdom. And you were powering this game that we love so much. And with great power, as we all know, comes great responsibility. And you used that great power to make dad jokes, which I cannot appreciate enough. Because we needed that joy in these times. For you have a heart as big as your sea blat. Matthias, you are a wonderful man, a wonderful father, a wonderful friend. And above all, your majesties, this man is my peer.
Is there a pelican that would speak for this candidate?
Ihre Majestäten, ich bin Maeve Inian Kelly, Begleiter der Ordnung des Pelicans. Und es ist mir eine große Ehre, für diesen Kandidaten zu sprechen. Your Majesties, I am Maeve Inian E. Kelly, Companion of the Order of the Pelican, and it is my great honor to speak for this candidate. May I address the populace?
Please.
Matthias has served for a long time in the society, beginning in the Midland before moving to the East. I could speak of Matthias' service to his shire, helping to bring old stone bridges through a difficult period and into full standing as a branch of the East Kingdom. I could speak of Matthias' service to Kingdom as a key member of the web ministry before becoming greater officer. There are not enough words to speak of Matthias' service to the society in these weird times, but here are a few. His leadership of the web ministry has kept the kingdom connected while circumstances have forced us to be apart. Across the martial disciplines, arts and sciences, and service itself, we have not only survived the past 13 months, we have thrived because of the web ministry. Indeed, it is hardly an exaggeration to say that Matthias has been omnipresent. These are the undeniable facts, and yet the facts alone are insufficient, because to speak of Matthias and service is to speak of joy. Matthias loves what he does and loves that his service helps so many others enjoy the society. He is relentlessly upbeat. His Sparky series delights those who wait for Ethereal Port's after-credit scene. He is quick to credit his team, and I'm not sure he has ever turned down a request for assistance. His approach is always, yes, that we'll figure out how. Because Matthias always has his eyes on the big picture, he anticipates many needs of the populace and has answers and tools and resources ready, making the hard work of the web industry look deceptively easy. And, may I even say, fun. The way in which Matthias serves inspires me. Matthias, we swore our oaths as greater officers on the same day. And so it is with great joy that I say, du bist It's up here. You are our peer. Doctor.
Thank you very much. It is our great privilege today to adorn you with the regalia of a pelican. Is there a medallion? Please come forward. With these medallions, you are marked outwardly so that others can see the contribution that you have made and the esteem in which we hold you. Is there a cloak that you might stand warm on this day? Okay. Is there a history or a significance to the cloak?
Based on the Franklin Sir and second
Thank you. Now he's clothed. Is there a cap to keep his head warm? The earning cap, signifying health. Will you swear fealty today? Hand on.
From this hour henceforth, I, Matthias von Würzburg, will be faithful to the crown of the East, with honest counsel, with no malice, as a person should be to their liege, and without any will to deceive. So say I, Matthias von Würzburg.
I, Albert von Rostock. And I, Magnus Tindal. Hear your words and know them to be true and honorable. You stand as the face of this kingdom. You have our ear for your counsel, our arm for your protection. You are home in the East, in times of peace, war, health, or sickness. Until the crowns pass from our heads or until the world ends. So say I, Albert von Rostock. And I, Magnus Tindal, Consuls of the East.
A great council was celebrated in the year of our society 55, in the ethereal plane in the kingdom called the East. Of this, the consules Tindal and Alberic conferred with the peers of the East and her people. Having arranged matters relating to the elevation with sweet and persuasive eloquence, they addressed those present as follows. O East, we wish you to know that Matthias von Würzburg is a man of remarkable humility, great perseverance, strength, intelligence, and knowledge. These qualities alone make him a peer. But what a man knows hardly matters. It is what he does. And Matthias makes magic with his knowledge. It is clear from many of your words that his gifts given freely to our fair kingdom have helped to set your spirits right and lift up your hearts in these troubled times. For these and many reasons more, we, Tindal and Alberic, consuls of the East, do induct Matthias into our esteemed Order of the Pelican, so that all may know his worth. Further do we bestow upon him the sole right throughout the known world to these arms by letters patent, to wit, azure a bear, rampant, and on a chief argent, 3 Z-bladders azure. Words by Dame Gisne de Lin, calligraphy by Mariette de Bretagne, and illumination by Mistress Elspeth de Nofri.
So may I present you for the first time, Master Matthias. Order of the Pelican.
For Master Matthias, newest companion to the Order of the Pelican.
Vivas! Vivas! Vivas!
We have some business to attend to.
Yes, Your Majesty. His Majesty Alberic calls before him Mistress Maeve Inion O'Kelly.
Hi, Your Majesty.
We need to speak with you, but more importantly, I need to speak with you. You have been the Kingdom Seneschal in these most troubled times, and you have been a stalwart person steering the ship. To me, that is inspirational. So may I present to you my token of inspiration.
Thank you, Your Majesty. I'm honored.
Thank you all here who would bear witness to my token. Thank you so much.
For Mistress Maeve, newest recipient of His Majesty Alberic's token of inspiration.
Vivas! Vivas! Vivas!
I have to say, being a Kingdom Seneschal is a tough job and is very inspirational to me. So I was very glad we were able to present that to her at that elevation.
There is not a week that goes by that I am not reminded of how much we rely on the competence and skill of Maeve. It has been amazing.
And to basically keep us on track of crown tournaments and everything that we need to do as the crowns of the East.
Well, this has been a fun afternoon. Lots and lots of people recognized. For those of you who have stuck with us all the way to the end, I have become a huge fan of the
Largesse Lottery.
The Largesse Lottery.
It's really awesome.
But we need, so that link is going to be up on the East Kingdom website in the Ethereal Court announcement, but you have to note the secret word.
And in the spirit of what we've been talking about mostly throughout this is our crown tournament. So our secret word today is heirs. So yes, please use that secret word, heirs, and get it to that website and fill it in to get some really cool largesse.
Thank you to Her Excellency Audrey, the web team, all of the heralds that read scrolls today, and the scribes, and it's so much fun to get to see the medallions and everything else going on. Those who helped with the elevations.
I can't say enough to all of the editors that do that, and to our EK web ministry for being able to keep these things going in this time of plague. Will be forever in your debt.
Thank you for joining us. We will see you again real soon. And that soon is getting closer and closer to in-person seeing.
Enjoy your evening. We love you, we miss you, and we'll hope to see you soon.
There being no further business, herein closes the 9th Ethereal Court of the Consules of the East. Long live the Consuls of the East. Long live the Kingdom of the East. Long live the people of the East.